Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It is Sean D, YouTuber here, and I have an announcement to make. It's a bittersweet one. You know what? Let's get some orange here in honor of Luffy. Because I did it. I did it. I haven't done it before, at least not with One Piece. I've done it with other manga. But this time I did it. I couldn't help myself. I probably shouldn't have done it, but I did it. I read the spoilers for 1044. I know. Why would you do that, right? Why would you go and spoil yourself on what is probably one of the most highly anticipated chapters in One Piece history, right? Why would you do that? I couldn't help myself. I saw that the spoilers were out, and I was like, oh, okay, let me avoid that. And then I was like, or I could just go and read them right now, and this could be all over with. And I could be upset, or I could be happy, or whatever. And I have to say, I'm pretty happy. When I first read the spoilers, and by the way, I'm not going to tell you what the spoilers were because I know everybody doesn't want to be spoiled. When I first read the spoilers, I didn't like it until I took a second and I really thought about what Oda has been doing over these past 1043 chapters, right? The type of story that he's been telling. And I've just had to take a second and remember who we were dealing with and who Oda was as a writer and as an artist. And at the end, when I started to look into it a little bit more and look at sort of the nuance of the situation, I realized that this is actually a lot bigger than just Luffy, if that makes sense. It's a lot bigger than just Luffy. It's a lot bigger than One Piece even. It's something that transcends genre. It's something that transcends age and even just trends. It's something that I feel like we all, as manga readers, as comic book readers, anime watchers, got people who watch cartoons, like anybody who's ever enjoyed a graphic novel, anybody who's ever enjoyed this medium, right? The drawn worlds that people create from their minds. This is in essence an homage to them. Right? Because I think we oftentimes don't appreciate or don't take the time to really sit back and appreciate what these pieces of art do for us, right? And the type of impact that they've had on our lives. I can't even remember when I started watching cartoons or watching anime or, exploring graphic novels or comic books or manga. It's just been a part of my life for so long. It's become a part of who I am as a person. And, I think it really just made me take a second and just kind of tip my hat to Oda, because I don't think there are many writers who would have the courage to do what I feel like he's doing with Luffy. Because at first, I'm not going to lie, I thought it was kind of cheap. And I thought it was a bit of a cop-out, if that makes sense. But as I took some time to really think about it, this actually fits not just Luffy's personality, but it fits the theme of One Piece so much. And I think it's something that most people aren't going to realize until they stop and they take a second and they take a look at exactly what One Piece has been for these past 20 plus years, and what it's meant, and what makes it so different from other manga, what makes it so different, but also what makes it the same, what makes it the same as Looney Tunes, or what makes it the same as Naruto or any other manga or cartoon or whatever. Like it's at the core of it, it's doing the same thing for us. It's providing us with that entertainment. It's providing us with that escape from our reality, from our lives, from our sort of monotonous or sometimes boring, maybe sometimes exciting, but still just very much human experience. And I think it's made me appreciate Oda, and it's made me appreciate One Piece. It's made me appreciate Luffy even more, because it's a power that I think it makes sense why it hasn't been awakened for so long, because it really does take a very special type of person to be able to utilize this type of power, right? Because it's almost like when you hear those stories about like moms who lift cars off their babies or whatever, like in the heat of the moment, like it's something that you have to have a certain level of, I don't even know how to explain it. Like it's very unique, but it's also very universal. It's something that we all have, but it's not something that we all can utilize. It's something that it takes a very special person to really reach its full potential, right? So I'm not going to spoil you on what it is, but I will say that the story implications of this going forward are immense. Now, it is a pretty amazing power, but I assume he still has some of the same weaknesses that he's had before. I don't really think much is going to change as far as that. But it's interesting. And when I first realized what Oda was doing, I'm not gonna lie, like I laughed. Which is the point, right? Like it's One Piece. So you're gonna love it. I'll say this. I'm not gonna spoil you. This isn't that kind of video, but you're gonna love it. And I think if you take some time to really do the research associated with, these concepts and these themes that are at place, you'll start to realize that Oda has probably been thinking about this from the very beginning. I'm not sure I'm not sure how much of this was planned. I'm not sure how much of it was foreshadowed. But I can tell you very much that even if he thought of this yesterday, it still makes so much sense that you won't care. You won't care. So yeah. So hats off to you, Oda. You did a great job. And yeah, I mean, not really much you can say after that. So I'm looking forward to the chapter coming out, even though I already read the spoilers. This is one of the few times where I've been spoiled on something and still actually look forward to reading it. A while ago at my old job, one of my coworkers spoiled Jujutsu Kaisen for me, and I was just like, all right, well, I guess I'll just wait for the anime to come out, because I'm not going to rush to read something when I already know what's going to happen 100, whatever chapters from now. But anyway, this isn't that kind of video. I do also want to talk about, there was one other thing that I wanted to talk about. What was it? I cannot remember. Oh, there was one other thing that I wanted to talk about. And that was Devil Fruits in general, not Luffy's in particular, just Devil Fruits as a whole. Because there was also something else that I read in the spoilers that had interesting implications, I'll say, on Devil Fruits. I think it's hard to explain because I don't fully understand it, and I think that's also by design. Oda never gives us all the mysteries at once, so that's something that still has yet to be explained, even in the next chapter. But I think he sheds a little bit more light on the nature of Devil Fruits and a specific type of Devil Fruits, actually. And I think it's in line with some of the theories that I've had and that some other people have had on Devil Fruits, but it throws a little bit of a curveball at it, and it sort of, it's like we were right, but we're also kind of not right all the way. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like Devil Fruits might not be exactly what we thought they were, if that makes sense. Or it could be something like, not all Devil Fruits have originated from the same place, because the thing is, they talk about a specific type of Devil Fruit, and they talk about it as if it's different from the others, not just in the powers that you get, but in the actual nature of the fruit itself. And it makes me question the origin of devil fruits in general, because if this one type is different, you have to wonder how that happened, right? Like how did these types of devil fruits start to behave or take on different qualities or whatever you want to call it than the others, if they were all created the same way? So it makes me think that maybe they weren't. I think the fight, I think the fight going forward, on Onigashima is going to take a pretty interesting turn. But still, even because I didn't read all the spoilers, like I think the whole text, the whole chapter was leaked, but only the text form. There's no images. There's 2 images, but there's they're not even full panels. They're just like little boxes. I'm sorry, they're not full pages. They're small panels. Sometimes not even a whole panel. But there's only 2 images, and they're both specifically of Luffy that have leaked. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with everyone going forward, but I will say that it seems like the battle is going to take a pretty interesting turn. But it's interesting because the spoilers have made it actually harder, in my opinion, to guess what happens next. Not next, I shouldn't say next, but at the end. So like I said, still a lot of mysteries. I'm still very excited to read the chapter. It can't come out soon enough. I feel like every day I'm just inching closer and closer to just reading the rest of the spoilers. I didn't read all the text. I only saw like the first 2 lines or whatever, and I was like, I'm not reading this. I'm mostly just focused on the images, and a couple of text bubbles that I saw from a different video. Somebody isolated a couple of the more interesting ones. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said before, hats off to Oda, hats off to all the editors, hats off to everybody involved in One Piece. This is a story that I think you can tell that it's very well thought out, and I think you can tell that Oda, more than just a writer, is also a philosopher, and I think he's found interesting ways, this being another one, to implement his philosophy not just on his world, but on the real world, into his work, and to work in just little pieces of history, right? Real world history and fictional history, mythological history, pop culture, like all kinds of things into this world of One Piece to make it feel so real and feel so tangible. And then on top of that, to be able to just create brand new things from his mind. I think it's a testament to being a true creative and a true writer. And as somebody who writes fan fiction and has written fictional stories and plays and stuff in the past, I can say that I do take a lot of inspiration from Oda as a writer, and I look forward to just experiencing more of this story going forward. It's actually made me even more sad for the possible ending of One Piece, because I think this awakening, this Devil Fruit awakening, this power up, this whatever you want to call it, because I don't think they mentioned that, or maybe I didn't read it, I don't know, but this new power up or whatever of Luffy's is something that definitely feels very endgame. It feels like from here on out things are going to be different, and from here on out the goals, the actions, the opponents, everything's just going to be on a scale that we've only seen in specific arcs thus far. So it's a bit of a bittersweet moment, but in the end you just got to be grateful, because how many people have come and gone on this world without being able to experience something like this for this long, that's been this good, right? And seems like it's just getting better and makes you feel things, right? Like One Piece is the only show that I've watched. I'm going on a tangent. One Piece is the only show that I've watched. Like, I've seen people react to One Piece on YouTube, and that, like, it's the only show that I've seen where people cry over an inanimate object. Like, I've seen so many people cry over the Mary, like the Viking burial of the Mary at sea. Like, it's crazy, right? How many stories can do that? So, once again, I'm excited. I think you guys have a lot to look forward to. I think it's going to be great. I can't wait for the chapter to come out. I can't wait for the discussions. I can't wait for the theories. I can't wait for the debates. It's going to be mayhem. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Oh my God, it's going to be crazy. I'm almost mad that I spoiled it or spoiled it for myself, because I want to talk about it now. I want to talk about it with people. So yeah. Signing off. Got a couple other videos coming out soon, things unrelated to this chapter, theory videos mostly. I think how many videos do I have to edit? Because that's the thing, they're recorded but they're not edited. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, peace out.